Hey, my dad's retired now and works at the National Retirees Association. What? The National Retirees Association? Emery and Kara burst into laughter. There really are marriages for money, Kara exclaimed, patting Kevin on the shoulder. You were almost fooled. What? Am I being treated as a marriage scammer? I was so shocked, I couldn't find the words to respond. I'm Mary, 30 years old, just an ordinary office worker. I met Kevin at the tennis club I attended, and after dating for 2 years, we've decided to get married. Kevin is 32, 2 years older than me. He works as a chef at a steakhouse run by his father, Thomas. Right now, I live with my mom and dad, but I plan to move out after we get married. Kevin also lives with his parents, but we've talked about renting a place together after the wedding. One day, Mom wants us to come to a family meeting, Kevin said. Ah, yeah, we were just talking about when to go, I replied. They're going to have this nice French restaurant deliver lunch boxes. Oh, really? I checked out the restaurant's website that Kevin mentioned. Wow, it looks like a fancy French place. Each dish looked absolutely beautiful. I was thrilled. The day of the family meeting in town arrived. I was nervous, but getting married, I'm about to climb that staircase. I hope I make a good impression on his parents. I was in the midst of happiness. But little did I know, this was about to turn into a complete downfall. When we arrived at the house, Kevin greeted me at the entrance. It was a big mansion. Sorry, just come in for now, he said, leading me to the living room. There, I met an elderly woman, probably Kevin's mother, Emery, and a young woman about Kevin's age, maybe his sister, Kara. Hello, I nervously greeted, but they didn't smile back. So, this is Mary? They looked at me up and down with a disdainful gaze. I was a bit shaken by the atmosphere. Well, she's passable, I guess, Emery said. Her hair isn't some wild color, her bag looks neat, and she's dressed in a proper suit. Acceptable. Kara sneered. Huh? Confused, I looked at Kevin. Can you stop it, Mom and Kara? He said, frowning. Then looking at me. Sorry, looks like my dad won't be here today, continues Kevin. What? Thomas isn't here for a family meeting? I was confused. I don't really understand the situation. Does he have business to take care of or something? I asked. No way. I didn't let you know? Then came the unexpected response from Emery. You thought it was just a family meeting with Kevin and you? Coming here for a family meeting means you're considering marriage, right? So, we decided to assess you beforehand to see if you're fit to become a part of this family. Yeah, your evaluation. Emery and Kara took turns speaking. An evaluation? Of me? I was speechless. Kevin continued. I thought it was just a family meeting. I had no doubts. And then this happens? But I tried to keep my composure. Well, yes. Eventually, I'll need to talk with both of you, right? I put up my best guard. I was feeling the same as Kevin. But since we wouldn't be living with these two after marriage, I thought I could just get through this. Trying to keep up appearances, Kevin said we could open up the lunchbox. Inside, the dishes were as beautiful as expected, which cheered me up a bit. But then the mood was ruined by relentless questions from Emery and Kara. Mary works at corporation number 1, huh? Average, I guess. Safe choice. Each comment felt like an insult. Safe? Being called safe about my workplace by people I just met? I couldn't help feeling offended. Then, confused by the term safe? I'm saying it's passable. You're the one being evaluated, remember? Know your place. Kara said sharply, giving me a stern look. Place? Why am I being evaluated by Kara in the first place? Ignoring my feelings, another rude question came from Emery. What do your dad and mom do for work? Your mom is a housewife. Of course. Yes, she's a housewife. That's good. If she was a working mother, there might be a fear that you weren't raised properly, or that your family is poor. What kind of judgment is that? This bizarre, discriminatory point of view kept going. At first, I thought I could just let it slide, but I started to feel less and less okay with their arbitrary evaluation criteria. But Emery didn't seem to notice and kept going. And your dad, is he still working? If so, tell us where he works. Or if he's retired, the name of his former workplace. The way she asked was just terrible. Mom, you're interrogating her. Kevin finally intervened. But I answered honestly. I didn't see any reason not to. My father is retired now and works at the National Retirees Association. To my surprise, Emery and Kara burst out laughing. What? The National Retirees Association? The two burst into laughter. They laughed so hard they cried. I was taken aback by their over-the-top reaction. What's so funny about that? I was about to ask, but then, that's it. Marrying for money is real. After all, I'm glad we did this evaluation, Kara said, slapping Kevin on the shoulder. You were almost tricked. She's obviously after our wealth. They're so blatant about marrying for money. They laughed and clapped their hands as if they had unmasked me. Kevin slammed the table. Enough, Mom and Kara, Kevin yelled. But I think my anger was even greater, as if I could cover it. Enough! I'm calling off the engagement, I said, grabbing my bag and standing up. What? You're angry now? Kara stopped laughing for a moment, then smirked again. It's like a criminal getting angry when caught. Then Emery clapped her hands in agreement. Such a shallow woman. Even her emotions are shallow. I didn't look back or respond to them anymore. I knew I would never see these two again. Excuse me, I said, leaving Kevin's house without looking back or stopping. Wait! Kevin chased after me. Just wait on calling off the engagement. He caught up and grabbed my shoulder. As soon as I turned around, tears started to fall. I don't want to call it off either. But after being treated like that, I cried hard on the street, my tears staining the asphalt like raindrops. It's unbearable. They act like you're valuable only because you're the heir to a prestigious steakhouse. There are so many good things about you, Kevin. That's why I wanted to marry you. Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Mary, Kevin said, soothing my shoulder. Thank you. I'll make sure nothing like this ever happens again. Kevin was always so kind. After parting ways with Kevin, I drove home. But I didn't want to return feeling sad. Maybe I'll buy myself something to cheer myself up. I went to the mall, bought some shiny cosmetics and sweets, and decided to have a nice Italian meal to make up for the missed lunch because of that unpleasant mother-in-law and sister-in-law. Returning home around 7 p.m., I noticed the house was noisy. There were shouts coming from the living room. What's going on? Mom? I went to the living room to find out what was happening. And then, wow, you came at the right time. Just got here, didn't you? My mom exclaimed as she rushed to the living room door. I looked into the living room over her shoulder. Then, Kevin? And there was Kevin. But not just Kevin. Why am I brought here? I don't understand. A woman's voice screamed. But her outcry was soon drowned out by a louder voice. Apologize to her right now, a man demanded as he saw me, beginning a respectful and deep apology. Hurry up. You two as well. Then he turned and shouted at two women standing next to him. What's going on? As soon as Kevin told us about today, we were rushed here without any explanation. I don't understand at all. The two women hysterically cried. It was Emery and Kara, the two who had just made a mockery of me. That means the man who had just apologized was... Thomas, this makes no sense, one of them yelled. So it was Thomas, Kevin's father. You two really... Mr. Miller is our top customer. What? Emery and Kara were shocked. Our restaurant serves $400 steaks, remember? The National Retirees Association isn't for people like that, they exclaimed. But Thomas fired back. That's what you call being truly ignorant of the world. Judging people with such a narrow view is not your place. Emery gasped at his intensity. Hi! Emery makes a strange voice at the sword curtain. Listen, this man was a director at Big Ace Trading, a publicly listed company. Really? Emery and Kara's eyes widened. That publicly listed company? Emery asked in a strained voice. Of course. Thomas continued, trembling with anger. Our restaurant owes its success to customers like him. Introduced by Big Ace Trading. Huh? Kara and Emery both jump. Really? But the National Retirees Association... Before they could finish, my dad intervened. Yes, I work there now. So what? They bared their teeth again. Isn't that where poor people work till they die? We were deceived by Mary, they ranted. I only mentioned his current job because you asked, I retorted. Your narrow-mindedness is frightening. Judging and scoring people like that. My dad started to explain. I work for the National Association of Retired Persons. My father started talking. I've always worked at a company, even as a director at a publicly listed one. But after retiring, I wanted to meet different people and learn about their lives. I've met fortune tellers, piano teachers, people I never would have encountered in my corporate life. That's why I work at the National Retirees Association, to broaden my horizons. After his explanation, this must have been a good learning experience for you, Mary. He turned to me. It was. I never want to deal with such biased people again. It was a good experience. But whether I can forgive or not is another matter. I glared at the stunned Emery and Kara with contempt. When Dad heard that, well, that's true. I heard from Kevin that you assume that just because her father worked at the National Association of Retirees, my daughter was marrying him for his money. This is so disrespectful to the people who work there. Above all, it's unbearable to hear Mary insulted, called a marriage scammer. He laughed with a coldness I had never seen before. When I was little, even when I got into mischief, I never saw my dad make that face. He was a dad who never got angry. I realized for the first time that he laughs when he's angry. The way you all arbitrarily judged Mary, it's a bit different from that. Me, Master, and Kevin, we're talking about you two. I know where Kara works. We were discussing it over steaks made by Master. What? Kara seemed surprised that her workplace was being discussed, even though she had unreservedly inquired about my company. But the surprises didn't stop there. You work at Collins Accounting, right? Mr. Collins uses the National Retirees Association for his housekeeping, and that's how we met. Now, we even play golf together. What? Kara was continuously surprised, her mouth opening and closing. Well, I've been to Mr. Collins' steakhouse. I knew you came for steak. Kara's face went completely pale. I realized for the first time that when a person's face turns blue, it actually looks almost black. And after hearing the whole story from Kevin, I guess Master hurried over here, even before Mary got home. I came back leisurely from shopping for cosmetics, eating out to heal a broken heart. Please forgive us. For the first time, Kara apologized herself. Until then, she had an air of, why should I? Emery too. Please forgive Kara. She began a deep apology again. And to think you can be compassionate towards your own daughter, but treat someone else's daughter like that? My mom spoke for the first time since we arrived. We've raised Mary with such care. To think of her as a gold digger. Such a family we would rather not have, she yelled in a trembling voice. Then took a deep breath and exhaled. But I'd like to say that. Mom turned to us. Kevin is a good person. He called us even before coming here. I felt like crying at my mom's kindness. Despite having such a disrespectful family, she still distinguished Kevin. Thank you. Kevin expressed his gratitude. We will be happy, Kevin stated firmly, and Dad smiled warmly. A different smile from before. Then, please stop apologizing. We'll continue to visit Master's Steakhouse. I tasted Kevin's steak recently. He's skilled. It made me feel he was well raised. Dad reached out to shake Thomas's hand. Thomas shook it, then turned to Emery and Kara and said, "We need to make amends for the rudeness to Mary," and sent off Kevin properly. You two should let go of the pride of an established high-end steakhouse. It's unnecessary for you. Then said, "These two aren't worth making apologize anymore. I'll send them home." He led them away as they continued to beg for forgiveness. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. "Master, no." "Young master, what would you recommend?" Two customers entered the store. "Today's recommendation is sirloin." Kevin smiled brightly. I went to confirm their order. Wow, beautiful and great steak? When a beauty brings you steak, it tastes even better. One customer laughed. "Such a beauty? I don't think so." Blushing, I replied. Kevin and I eventually got married without issue. I quit my job to work at this steakhouse. Our customers are all nice people. Many praise Kevin's skills, calling him young master. Ultimately, Emery's divorce was inevitable. What she did to me was unforgivable. Kevin declared, "If it's Mary and Mom, I choose Mary." He chose Mary over his mother. Meanwhile, Kara resigned from her accounting firm after they learned of the situation and was cold-shouldered. Now, both of them have moved to another state, and we no longer see them. There, at the corner seat of the counter, eating steak with a smile, is my dad. Kevin's improved. The meat's delicious, and the cooking is exceptional. Dad enjoyed his steak. Thanks. Eat a lot. Steak is Dad's favorite after all. I've eaten enough. And I have work at the National Retirees Association tomorrow, so I'll head home now. Tomorrow, Dad will go to work. Looking forward to new encounters. As I did the billing, I felt happy seeing Dad so content. A father and daughter, seeing each other's happiness and warming each other's hearts. I thought, there's nothing happier than this.